Iowa's Democratic Party chair says the state party is taking steps to ensure the accuracy of results from Monday's caucuses. He also said he did not use the app at the center of the caucus troubles.
Did you try it?
No, I did not, but our team did.
So you're the chairman of the party and you did not try the app?
What's that?
You're the chairman of the party and you didn't try the app. Weren't you curious to know if this would work or not?
I reviewed certain pieces of the layout and stuff like that, but I did not actually use the app because I was not going to be in my caucus on Monday night.
CBS News campaign reporter Adam Brewster joins me now from Des Moines. Hi, Adam. Boy, it's the saga that just keeps on giving, right? What else stood out to you from that news conference earlier?
It might be debate night in New Hampshire, but here in Iowa, there are still some questions about those caucus results. We got 100% of the precincts last night. But some of the people that, some of the things that Troy Price talked about today, the Iowa Democratic Party chairman, he leaned a lot on the fact that at the end of this process, there's going to be a thorough independent investigation. He kind of defaulted to that when he took questions about the app, its effectiveness, whether there was enough training, whether it had been tested enough, saying these are questions that we're going to get to after we do this review and investigative process. One of the other things that he talked about was that they use technology as part of modernizing the process, and pointed to the fact that there was an app also used in the 2016 caucuses. He also took a lot of questions about the relationship with the DNC. We've heard from sources familiar that the DNC, was basically running the show in Iowa since at least Monday. And he kept saying it was a partnership that he was proud of, and that was the word he kept using as he took questions, was this was a partnership. We are proud of the partnership we've had with the Democratic National Committee. And I asked him about the phones. One of the issues on Monday wasn't just the app having trouble, or what turned out to be a coding issue in reporting, but also people getting bogged down on the phones when they call in. That's the way that it had always been done in Iowa, was people could call in results over the phone. And I asked him if there were just enough people manning those phones that night, and he said they believe they had the capacity to do that, but that's one of the things that's going to have to come out in that recount. He also said this weekend, a noteworthy item, that they will start looking at awarding some of Iowa's 41 national delegates.
So then what is the latest on the call for a recanvass? We heard the Democratic National Committee chairman call for one, but have any of the committees stepped forward and said they would like to have a recanvass?
So, yeah, a recanvass request would have to come from a presidential campaign. And earlier today, the party extended those deadlines for a recanvass or a recount until noon Central Time on Monday. So at this point, we're still in wait-and-see mode. That deadline was extended just before it was set to hit today. A recanvass would be just going over, again, the math sheets, the work that shows what happened within each caucus site, and looking at those and comparing to make sure that the math sheets match what has been publicly reported. Now, that's what the party has been doing since Monday as they've been going over these results. A recount would be a statewide process, but a recanvass would have to happen first before they went to a recount. And the recanvass, though, Chairman Perez last night was saying he was hoping that recanvassing could be done at precinct levels. There had been some confusion, but today it was clarified that recanvassing can be done at individual precinct sites. But again, that's just checking the math as reported on those math sheets and comparing it to what the results were that were reported publicly.
But just to be clear, none of the campaigns have even indicated that they're interested in this, correct?
So far, we haven't heard anything about any campaigns indicating that. They are just days away from their next contest in New Hampshire, and after that, it's a quick turnaround to Nevada, off to South Carolina, and then Super Tuesday. It really remains a question about whether they want to drag on and turn their focus back to Iowa, because part of what would happen is you'd have to show a change in national delegates, and at the top, it is razor thin between Senator Sanders and former South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg in terms of the state delegate equivalents, which are how the national delegates are awarded. So we would have to see, but as far as we can tell, so far no one has publicly signaled that they're planning to call for that.
Yeah, it seems like the campaigns are looking forward now. All right, Adam Brewster, thank you so much.